All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is Tuesday, and you know what that means. Time to do the Tao now. Tuesday Tao, ladies and gentlemen, reading from Dr. Wayne W. Dyer's Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, living the wisdom of the Tao. And today's video is about living as if your life makes a difference. Living as if your life really makes a difference, ladies and gentlemen. And that is something I think we all need to get to, a place we need to get to within our own thoughts and our own feelings and how we feel about ourselves and our lives, and begin living our lives as if we truly believe that our life makes a difference, ladies and gentlemen. And so that's what we're going to be talking about. But first, we'll be reading from the 54th verse of the Tao Te Ching, and then diving into a short little bit that Wayne Dyer has here. This one will be short and sweet today, ladies and gentlemen, about what he titles Living as If Your Life Makes a Difference. And maybe for the first time, we'll title this video just what he titled his chapter. And so, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into the 54th verse of the Tao Te Ching. It begins by saying, "Whoever is planted in the Tao will not be rooted up. Whoever embraces the Tao will not slip away. Generations honor generations endlessly. Cultivated in the self, virtue is realized. Cultivated in the family, virtue overflows. Cultivated in the community, virtue increases. And cultivated in the state, virtue abounds." The Tao is everywhere. It has become everything. To truly see it as it is. In a person, see it as a person. In a family, see it as a family. In a country, see it as a country. And in the world, see it as the world. How do I know this is true? By looking inside myself. By looking inside ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. And so this is a fascinating verse of the Tao Te Ching, where he references being planted in the Tao and embracing the Tao, and generations as far as the self, the family, the community, and the state. To truly see it is to see it as it is, because the Tao is everywhere and it is everything. In this verse, it says it is everywhere and it has become everything. So to truly see it as it is, in a person, in a family, in a country, and in the world, by looking inside yourself to find the truth in this. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you may be asking yourself, well, how can we learn that our life truly makes a difference from that verse of the Tao? And so we'll dive right into what Dr. Wayne Dyer has to say about this idea of living as if our life makes a difference. Wayne Dyer begins by saying, in this verse of the Tao Te Ching, you're invited to see your role in the transformation of the planet. Instead of perceiving yourself as one insignificant individual, which is what we all do too often, ladies and gentlemen. I had that little bit there. Wayne continues, instead of seeing yourself or perceiving yourself as one insignificant individual among billions of people, we are urged to see ourselves as the Tao itself, or as connected to all things, or connected to something that is all things. And we are a part of that. And so Wayne continues by saying, "We are the world" is everybody's theme song. You do make a difference, ladies and gentlemen. And it's time we start believing that about ourselves. Wayne continues, when you live with the joyful awareness that you potentially have an infinite effect on the entire universe, you'll begin to radiate Tao consciousness. You'll be like a wave of energy that illuminates a room. Everyone will see the light and become affected. Those who were unaware of their Tao nature will notice the difference. And those who were aware, but not living as if their lives mattered, will be attracted and begin changing. So recognize and live your life as a part of the great way, the Tao. and help bring more balance into the world. In this 54th passage, Lao-tzu is advising you to see your divinity, and I'll add there, to see your connection to that thing, the Tao or the Great Way, which is part of all things. And so it's the self, it's the family, it's the community, it's the state, it's the country, it's the world. And once again, Lao Tzu says, how do I know this is true? By looking inside myself. And by the Tao is everywhere, it has become everything. To truly see it, you must see it as it is in all of its forms. And so back to what Wayne is saying here, Lao Tzu is advising us to see our divinity and revel in our own magnificence. When we can see this connection that we have with everything, it begins to change our perception of ourselves rather than being one insignificant individual among millions that doesn't really make a difference. We begin to feel a new way, ladies and gentlemen, and have a new perspective. Remember, change your thoughts, change your life. So when we change the perspective, change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. And so once we begin to get this new perspective, we no longer see ourselves as insignificant, but we see ourselves as connected to all things. Now, Wayne continues here. Know that in the silent space within you, where the Tao animates every breath and thought, your life makes a difference. The following is what he advises in the language of the 21st century, Lao Tzu being from 25 centuries ago. Wayne says, number one, choose an area to concentrate on making a difference. He explains a little further. Don't entertain doubt about your impact on the world. Instead, develop a vision for Earth and convince yourself that you are perfectly capable of contributing to this vision. Whether it is grandiose or small, see a world without hatred, disrespect, or violence, where the environment is respected and cared for, and where cancer and AIDS and starvation and child abuse and weapons of all kinds, or any other detrimental or demeaning scenarios disappear. The anthropologist Margaret Mead addressed this idea in the following observation. Quote, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever really has, unquote. And number two here, realize how much your life matters. Realize, ladies and gentlemen, that's what this video today is all about, is realizing that you do matter and that you are significant and that you can change the world. So realize how much your life matters. He explains a little more. Wayne says, it's said that when a butterfly flaps its wings, that energy flows thousands of miles away. Therefore, everything you think and do extends outwards and multiplies. Live your life, knowing that the difference you choose to make is toward wholeness, ladies and gentlemen. Non-destructiveness. Even if no one sees or acknowledges it, an act of unkindness contains energy that impacts our entire universe. And that goes into quantum physics, but also metaphysics, ladies and gentlemen. But it's an important thing to note that an act of unkindness, even if nobody sees or acknowledges it, contains a certain kind of energy that impacts the field, you could call it. Or more simply put, the way that Wayne puts it is our entire universe. And Wayne continues saying, and a silent blessing or thought of love towards others contains a vibration that will be felt throughout the cosmos. So what kind of impact do you want to make, ladies and gentlemen? Because we're making an impact whether we like it or not. It's time to become thoughtful about the impact that we are making, the difference that we are making, because we are a part of it. We are not insignificant, ladies and gentlemen, but we are divinely significant. William Blake's vision, Wayne continues, expresses this idea. Quote, to see a world in a grain of sand, and a heaven in a wildflower, to hold infinity in the palm of your hand, and eternity in an hour. Be conscious of how very much you matter to all of creation, ladies and gentlemen. I love that poem. It's a beautiful little four-liner, and I want to read it once more. To see a world in a grain of sand, and a heaven in a wildflower, to hold infinity in the palm of your hand, and eternity in an hour. Eternity in an hour, ladies and gentlemen. This is finding a new perspective. This is to see the entire world in something that is so small and yet seemingly insignificant as a grain of sand, and to see heaven itself in a simple wildflower, and to hold infinity in the palm of your hand, and all of time and eternity inside a single hour. These are beautiful things. And so at the end of each one of these chapters, ladies and gentlemen, Wayne Dyer gives us what he calls do the Tao now, in a way that we can practically apply these choice pieces of wisdom and these verses of the Tao into our life, how we can use this. And so this is why you want to get this book for yourself, to put it on your shelf so you can have the references of these practical insights, ladies and gentlemen. But so let's dive right into the Do the Tao now. I also have this book linked below in the description, and a link to Amazon to the book there for you. I might earn a few pennies. So if you'd like to support and help yourself, help me, help you, and help us help ourselves, click that link and get yourself this book, ladies and gentlemen. Do the Tao now. Wayne says, dedicate a day to extending kind thoughts and acts towards your family, your community, your country, and the world. In your family, encourage someone who's struggling with low self-esteem. In your community, pick up litter and recycle it without judgment. In your country, spend a few moments in silent prayer, sending loving energy to those who are in positions of power, and then do the same for the world, including any so-called enemies, which may be the hardest part, ladies and gentlemen. Sending that loving energy, even if we don't love those, and they are our so-called enemies, we still send that energy, and so that it may cancel out the negative energy that does exist. And then do the same for the world, sending loving energy to those, including even so-called enemies. Boom, ladies and gentlemen. Told you it was going to be short and sweet. That's a beautiful one. The 54th verse of the Tao Te Ching, and how we can truly change the world, and how we can live as if our life really makes a difference. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope you get value from these. If you do, consider subscribing. And if you're already subscribed, then smash the like button, help the algorithm push this up more, and leave me a comment and let me know what you got from this, or if this was any better or worse than any of the other videos you've seen. And this is the first video you've seen, then thank you. Thank you for being here. I love and appreciate all of you. And as we always say, remember, ladies and gentlemen, to seek to achieve and maintain happiness through enlightenment. Remember to seek out the wisdom of the ages. And remember to make happiness the way. There is no way to happiness, ladies and gentlemen. It is the way. And so we need to begin to bring to life the happiness that we're so often seeking and striving for. And then that place that we always told ourselves, oh, I'll be happy when I get there, will already be there. And then the entire journey will be wonderful, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Thank you so much. Once again, I have the book linked in the description below the video. I think it's on this side nowadays. You got to expand it down there. And you'll see the links, as well as a link to my Etsy shop. You can get my landscape paintings. Shoot, some of them only $60, ladies and gentlemen. So it's some valuable art there for a fantastic price, as well as a link to C60 Purple Power, the ultimate antioxidant. I've been using it for years, and it's been treating me well, ladies and gentlemen. All righty. I thank you, love you, and appreciate you for being here with me, seeking after truth, seeking after knowledge, as well as with Dr. Wayne Dyer and Lao-tzu. And we'll be back tomorrow with some interesting Wednesday wisdom to bring your way, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time.